Ladies and gentlemen, what the hell is going on? Welcome to KH No Filter Football. My name is Marshalldbdx, and today I am going to be your host with the most. Welcome, everybody. Hopefully, you guys have had a good weekend. Nice little time off, relaxing, not watching some Chelsea. And as much as I miss Chelsea, I wanted to leave on a high note. We won, and things have been a little shaky for us as a team as of late. So it's a little nice to get a little bit of a break. Find yourself, all the good stuff, guys. So it's just gonna be me today. I'm going to be letting people into the StreamYard, maybe around the half-hour mark or so. We'll see how this goes. I'm doing a solo show just because Kai just got a new job, so he is taking on some new responsibilities that he has to take care of. So he won't be here for, I don't know, maybe this week, maybe a few weeks. I don't know. But the thing is, we're going to be holding down the fort here and letting you guys have your say and talking about most things Chelsea that happened this week. Yeah, there's a lot to talk about, even on Chelsea related things that I might bring up. But yeah, by all means, everyone, thank you for being here. Make sure if you're here, you smash that like button. Let's try to get this stream up to 20 likes while we're streaming, just to help out, get that algorithm to spread the message that Cage No Filter Football is out here talking about Chelsea content. And make sure if you're watching this in the future, leave a comment down below. Let us know what you think about all the things that we're going to be discussing today. And if you're new to the channel, subscribe. If you would like to, the option to send a super chat or a donation is available for you guys as well. If you do send a super chat with a topic you would like to talk about, I'll immediately read that super chat and we'll switch over to that topic. And you guys can also have your say in that way. But if you guys want to, you can join the StreamYard call. I sent the link out. It's pinned up there. Just wait in the backstage, and I'll let you in towards the half-hour mark when I'm done doing the business here, which is saying a few things that I need to say about Chelsea and my whole opinion in the comments and all that stuff. So yeah, make sure you guys check that out. A lot of stuff to talk about. We're gonna be doing this show other side of the coin style, Miz style. So shout out to Miz. If you guys haven't checked out that channel, check out that channel. Check out Alexis Cops Because of You. Check out GNA TV. All some good channels that I like to watch from time to time to kind of inform myself, which I'm assuming some of you guys like to come here for that reason as well. Got that fresh trim, by the way. You guys haven't seen me since. Yeah. Let's go ahead and get this show on the road, guys. Let's go ahead and first things first, let's just get this out of the way. The whole Mason Greenwood thing that's going on. Yeah, that's a lot. That's a lot. It's not. I don't know. It is a lot. Chichi Ezzy, what's going on, man? Welcome to the stream. Yeah, look, my opinion on it, it's fucked up, obviously. Like, what else do you want me to say on it? Like, what else is there to say on it? It's a fucked up situation. The thing with most people, Hollywood, football players, everything in general, what you see on socials, what you see on the TV screen at face value isn't what you get in real life. Like, people should know this by now. I'm not saying that like, oh, I always knew Mason Greenwood was some abusive piece of shit, right? But at the end of the day, I don't know the guy. I'm not gonna, say like, oh, that guy seems like a really swell, handsome guy, treats women right and all that shit. I have no right to say that because I don't know shit about the guy, and a lot of these people a lot of you guys that come here in the chat don't know either. So look, a lot of these things come out. We saw some, BS come out with not BS, but it's, we saw the stuff that came out with Benjamin Mendy. We saw allegations that came out with Calvert-Lewin. Ronaldo's had his fair share of them. Like, it's just, these things are going to come out, especially when people are of this magnitude of fame. But there's always two sides to these things. Not everything is what it looks like on Instagram, on socials, and all that stuff. So it's like, it comes as no surprise that like one player at some point is going to come out with these crazy allegations on them, and they're going to be doing stupid shit in on the side. Greenwood, shame on him for the things he was doing there. It's absolutely terrible to see it too, because the man is really talented, and you throw it all away just to be stupid. So that's just my 2 cents on that, and that's what I'm going to leave it at, because I want to talk about Chelsea. I don't want to talk about Mason Greenwood. All right, so yeah, so this week has been kind of a weird one. I'm not gonna lie. A few things that came out from The Athletic and Matt Law and Simon Johnson that I feel like if we had lost to Spurs, they would have been absolutely damning things to hear. But because we didn't lose to Spurs, they kind of just decided to go, we just got to release it. I think they wrote the articles expecting Chelsea to lose to Spurs, and then they didn't lose to Spurs. So they're like, well, we have an article here. We got to release it. Let's just release it. So that's the way I see it. That's the way I think like it came out, because as soon as it came out, I kind of had this feeling like, okay, clearly the media, especially English media, do not like Thomas Tuchel. For whatever reason, they just have this bias against anyone who isn't an English manager, anyone who isn't as well-spoken, even though Thomas Tuchel is really well-spoken as like Pep or respected as like Jurgen Klopp. But for some reason, the media, when it comes to Chelsea, they just like to come after them, just right down their throats. What's going on, Strip Beer? I heard that Koundé could be bought and loaned back. Oh, maybe. We'll see. We'll get to the transfers, but yeah, so the whole article stuff that's coming out lately, it's just really weird, the timing of it, because we won, and we won convincingly, and we did well. We had Ziyech that performed and did like a man of the match performance. One of the best goals in all the English Premier League this season. I think I'd have to be refreshed, because I'm sure there's goals there that I'm forgetting, but and then all of a sudden this article comes out. It's just all weirdly timed. It really is. But okay. So for those of you who do not know, Simon Johnson wrote an article for The Athletic. It was basically to praise, not really praise, but kind of to celebrate or remind everyone that Tuchel has been at the club for a year. Okay. We get it. That's fantastic. The article starts off really well, how Tuchel came in, took Chelsea from 9th or 10th place all the way up to 4th place, ended up winning a Champions League, all this jibber jabber, only to take like 3 steps back, not even 2, 3 steps back with it. And then all of a sudden, all these things coming out about how the players are not happy with Tuchel. They're not the players, but the attackers have not been too happy with Tuchel. They're not a fan of how brutal his training could be, or how he's like, apparently he's too hard on them and all these things. And I'm just reading this and like, if we had lost to Spurs and I read this, I'm sure, and like, I'm not me personally, but I'm sure a lot of people out there would have probably been really upset. Like, oh, this is unacceptable for a Chelsea manager, for the players to be upset. He's lost the locker room, all this jazz and all this nonsense. But to me, it just immediately was like, these players are so entitled. Like, and I say this all the time. You guys have heard me say it multiple times, and you're probably like sick and tired of me saying it, but it's like, what happened to the players that we used to have? Like what happened to the Ronaldos, Ronaldinhos, Zico, Zidane, Ronaldo, Kaká, all these players that never complained. They just left it all on the pitch. They proved it on the pitch. They worked their asses off. Every single, like, even fucking what's his fucking name? The guy from Manchester United, Anderson. Even Anderson, bro. Like, this man could give less of a fuck. He looks like he's always chilling. You know what I mean? Man's always listening to like Bob Marley or some shit. Even he fucking stepped up, and he was good quality, and he was like a low quality. Like, in my opinion, he wasn't like a Manchester United legend, but the man always put on a a shift during the games. These players, I don't know what it is about these players that they feel like, oh, this is too hard, and like they always have to whine about something. I feel like now that social media is so much more prominent, these players have voices and they feel that they should be treated better. They should be, treated like royalty, and like they've made it. They let their egos get ahead of them, and they always feel like what they say matters, like, and is the end all be all. We saw what happened with Lukaku, right? The man goes out. He thinks he can just go out behind the manager's back, behind the club's back, go ahead and talk and make his own interview and talk all this shit about Tuchel, talk all this shit about how he's not happy at Chelsea, and then pretend like, oh, I did nothing wrong. Like, bro, you are an employer. You're an employee under Chelsea, who is your employer. You cannot be going out there and saying these damning things about your employer. At a regular job, you get fired. You are getting paid 95 million pounds for your contract. You cannot be doing this kind of shit. So for other players, like, okay, and you know what? Let's get to the Lukaku thing. This also leads to this. I feel like this all started because of Lukaku. I'll just say it right now. I feel like all of this started because of Lukaku. If Lukaku doesn't come out to do that interview, then I feel that other players don't feel that they have the strength or whatever, the nerve to go out or are allowed or permission to go out and say these things as well. Now, we don't know what players they are. I have my speculations because of later news that came out during the week. But now you have these players complaining about how the training is too hard and Tuchel's been too critical and all that stuff. Like, first of all, motherfucker, go look at Mo Salah, okay? Mohamed Salah, and correct me if I'm wrong, chat, Mohamed Salah has 16 goals in the Premier League. 16 goals, right? This man hasn't gotten injured. Plays literally every single game. He may have been benched for 1 or 2 games, and that's like probably like a Champions League game or an FA or a Carling Cup. Wow, Carabao Cup game. What's up, Steven? Big up, bro. Welcome to the stream. But Mo Salah has scored 16 goals just by himself, and I don't know how many assists. That right there is more than our attackers combined. Peep that. I'm not making this up. One player, Mo Salah, has gotten less injuries and more goals and maybe even more assists than all of our attackers combined. And you have the fucking nerve to come out and say that the manager has been harsh on you? The critics have been harsh on you? Are you fucking kidding me? Do you not realize where you're playing at? You're playing at Chelsea. You are playing at Chelsea. Champions of Europe. This is a team that wins trophies every single season, for the most part. Do you not realize the standard that we hold up here? Managers have gotten sacked for less shit. Look at Ancelotti. Ancelotti got sacked after having a good season in the tunnel. We're ruthless here. This is a team of really high standards. We're not Man United. We're not. We don't let our standards drop. We don't go for Ali and have the chill practice, smoke a spliff in the middle of training, mate, and all this fucking bullshit. Want to have a cup of tea during shooting practice, like all this bullshit. No, this shit doesn't happen at Chelsea. So what the fuck do these players expect? I feel like part of the training that these players should get, these youth players especially, is that sit down with whatever psychologist, trainer, whatever, and you need to learn how to stay the fuck off of social media or use it correctly, because clearly these players are having their games, they're being criticized and shit, and they go to the social media and they see all the criticisms that they get from just the the people who have the loud mouths on social media. You go into Twitter and you see plenty of it. What is going on, Camille? Welcome to the stream, my man. Haircut cold, coming in like Tommy Shelby style. I gotta look up who the fuck is Tommy Shelby, bro. But yeah, these players need to learn how to just Tommy Shelby. Nice. I like that haircut. Yeah, you're right, man. That is my haircut. But yeah, no, it's like the thing is like these players need to understand that whatever you see on social media isn't what the match going fans are saying about you. It's not even the majority of what the fans are saying about you. It's not, because we come on here, me and Kai, and although, like, you know, you guys see what Kai says on Twitter all the time about the youth and Mason and Cho, how he doesn't like them and stuff. But when you come on here and you see what he says about them, it's not even that he doesn't like them. He actually likes Callum Hudson-Odoi. He supports Callum Hudson-Odoi. He's been playing well and he's been upping him, you know? And he's even been vouching for him to start sometimes. And sometimes, you know, Mason hasn't had the greatest season, and Kai doesn't like Mason. We all know this. But when Mason has a good game, he says he had a good game. Like, you see us here, like on YouTube, the people who talk, like, you know, Jem, Miz, Matisse, Eunice, all these people that you guys like to watch. We have plenty of great things to say about these players. None of us literally come on here and only shit on players. I haven't seen it. But I don't think it happens. And you only really see it in Twitter and all these other things, and which is why I'm off of that shit, because whenever I go and see what some of these people say on Twitter, it just annoys me even more. But like, they need to learn to separate the bad comments, negative comments from the social media from the good comments. Because, like, to be honest, it's not the majority. The majority of people out there aren't saying, oh, Cho has to leave the club, Cho's not good enough, or like Timo is a dead baller and all this shit. Like, that's like 10% of the fans. 10% being the social media fans, not the match going fans and all that shit. So I just think it's ridiculous that these players like feel this, like, okay, they're human. Yes, there's going to be criticism and it's going to feel bad, but you need to just be professional about this. Look at Jorginho. Look at Kovacic. Jorginho alone. Let's just talk about Jorginho. Jorginho is one of the most criticized players in Chelsea in the past 5 years, right? People hated him. He's one of, and still to this day, you have people hating on Jorginho. Yet he has overcome the criticism, and he's one of the best players in the world. One of the best players in our team, really. One of the most reliable and most important assets to this team. But he doesn't let criticism get to him. It's all mentality. It really is mentality. You need to learn the mentality to use the negative to fuel yourself and motivate you on the pitch. These players, they're letting too much of this negativity get to their heads. And maybe that's why they're performing really badly on the pitch. Maybe that's why they have the gall to say, oh, Thomas Tuchel's been really harsh on me. Oh, the training is brutal. That's ridiculous, bro. You are a professional athlete. Your job is to literally be in the tip-top peak shape of your life. You get paid to do this. Dude. Yet you want to complain about it? Bro, this isn't FIFA. This is real life. If you want to be one of the greats, you have to train to be one of the greats. You have to be at the top level, the very best. That is the standard here at Chelsea. The very best. Nothing less. Not even an inch. These players are ridiculous. Rodrigo Routers, what are you saying, bro? Maybe we're not signing anyone, as Roman is also worried about the situation in his own country. The U.S. and the U.K. government are imposing sanctions on Russian oligarchs, so maybe Roman is taking a step back. It's possible. It could be actual political ties with the whole you know, Chelsea not making moves in the transfer window, which I'll talk about in a little bit, guys. But okay, so that was my rant on that. But moving on, the Matt Law situation, right? Matt Law went on the London is Blue podcast and he talked about how Lukaku is not going, which we should have known already. This is a huge signing. He's not going to leave after a year. You know, like, they're going to try to make the best out of him. The board definitely want to see somewhat of a return on investment. They know that if they try to turn around and sell him, they're not going to get nearly as much in return. By the way, congratulations to Senegal, right? Stripper, you said Mendy helped Senegal through the semis. Man, Mendy, what a goalkeeper. That guy has a story. If you don't know Mendy's story already, what are you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing? Come on, learn Mendy's story. But anyways, so Matt Law comes out, says Lukaku's not leaving anywhere, which, okay, we get it. Lukaku's not going to go anywhere. And then apparently the players that are looking to move out of the club are, well, as of recently, until recently, it was Ziyech, Pulisic, and Werner. And I'll say this. If you want to go, peace out. Bye. Bye. There's a door right there, right behind me, right there. Yeah, right there. There's a door. You can go. You can go. It's fine. Go. The door's right there. Yeah? You want me to open it for you? I got you. Pay me my money. Give me my goals. You want to stay at Chelsea? Give me my goals. Give me my assists. Let me see that return on investment. The goal. But look. All right. I'm being a little harsh. I get it. These players aren't playing. Of course, if you're not playing and you're this quality of player, this is your price tag. You want to go to a club that's going to play you. And you know that there are clubs out there that are interested in you. You know that at one point before you joined Chelsea, you were played at a club, you were started at a club, you were one of the best and whatever, yada, yada, yada. I get it. There's no taking away from that. If they want to go, they can go. That's fine. I get it. They want play time. But, you know, the Pulisic situation is a little bit interesting. As an American, you know, giving you my perspective here. So I think this was taken a little bit out of context. Essentially, he was interviewed and he said that it's been a hard season. He's been playing out of position a lot. His father came out and said that, he's playing bad because he's not playing in his position and all this shit. Look, I get that to a certain extent. Right? If you're a player, if you're dominant in one position, you want to play in that position. I get that 100% entirely. That is totally fair. I get it. But if you want to be the best of the best, and I mean the best of the best, you are a footballer and you should do a shift in any position that you play. Someone pointed out recently, and I think it was probably Michael Essien. This man played left back sometimes, and he still put on a shift. Lampard, you see Lampard complain about playing CDM as a double six, even though he's an attacker. You ever see him complain about playing as a double six rather than attacking position? No. The thing is, like, the difference is, like, there's a left winger and then there's a footballer. A footballer will play you any position. No questions asked. Coach, I'm playing, and he'll give you a solid shift. Now, I'm not saying Christian Pulisic is not giving us a solid shift. I think, yes, he hasn't been playing in his favorite positions. I get that. You know, he hasn't been that great. I think he should improve as a player. I get it. He's 22. He's still young. He's got room to improve. But as a football player, you want to see well-rounded player that can just basically play anywhere you put him. Utility players. When we were building this team, part of the building of this team was to have a fluid front three. Fluid meaning Kai could play on the right if he wanted to. Mason can play in the middle, and then Pulisic can play in the middle sometimes. And sometimes Pulisic will play on the right. Confuse the defenders. Who am I marking? Where am I going? I don't know where the goal is. What game is it? What's today's date? What's the weather like? Confuse the opponent because you have fluid front three that interchange and interweave and all that shit. Now you're telling me we can't do that because we haven't played Pulisic in your preferred position? You can't put on a shift at cam? You can't put on a shift at right wing? Rodrigo, we'll be talking about that soon. Don't worry, man. So it's like it's ridiculous to a certain extent where the standard is with footballers. Like, we used to be able to play players in mostly any position. They'll still put on a good shift. They'll still be quality. Nowadays, you move fucking Callum Hudson. You move certain players like, actually, I don't even know. But you move players from what's his face? Alonso. You move Alonso from like left back to left wing back, and all of a sudden, first of all, he can't even play left wing back as it is. But you move him from left wing back to left back, and he's a totally shittier player. Like, what happened to the standard of like you put a player anywhere and they can put on a shift? You know, they put on better shifts in other positions, but whatever. It is what it is. So, look, Pulisic this season, I'll give him the benefit of the doubt. He hasn't been playing his preferred position. It is what it is. You know, we've had injuries. Lukaku was injured at one point. Timo was injured at one point. We had no strikers. We were desperate. We didn't want to play Pulisic and Cam. No one wants to play Pulisic as a number 10. But we didn't have a choice. Havertz had COVID. We went through an injury crisis. For fuck's sakes, we did. I think at every position, we've had injuries at every position. It started with the attack and then moved to the midfield, and then all of a sudden we had no defense. So we've had a tough season. And every time these players play, they don't take their opportunities. Pulisic has had how many games now? And yeah, you could tell me he's played out of position, but like, I'm sorry. Playing out of position or not, you should still be able to dribble past a player. You should still be able to score a 1v1 with a goalkeeper. You guys still remember that goal that Pulisic missed against Liverpool, right? Yes, all is well and good because he ended up scoring the goal that won us, that helped us tie the game. But don't forget, he missed one that was very clear before that. Ziyech, same situation. This man has played multiple games now. And how many times has he let us down? How many times has it been up and down? Up and down, up and down. One game, he looks fucking phenomenal. And then the next game, absolutely shit. The Brighton game that we drew, where he scored. I think we played 4 in the back for that game. His preferred position. Didn't put on a good shift. Plays against Spurs, 10 out of 10 performance. Maybe 10 out of 10. I might be biased there, but 10 out of 10 performance. Plays phenomenal. Very up and down. Not consistent at all. And for Werner, listen. I like Werner. I do. He's not scoring the goals. I get it. He's not scoring the goals. And that matters a lot. It does. Especially the goals that he's missed. And someone brought up a fun fact that apparently with Werner, had Werner had the offside rules that we've had this season, I think half of his goals would have counted from last season. Because apparently the offsides rule has changed, which I wasn't really too. I think it's now they're not. I think it's shoulder and stuff. I don't know. The lines aren't so on point or whatever, accurate, whatever. They're not like super precise about it now. But listen, I mean, with Werner, you get more than just goals, though, or less. No, other than goals, you get the dangerous positions he runs into. You get a different tactic, I guess, with ball in behind because he has the pace to be able to do that. You know, he did create the most assists of all of our players last season. He's useful in other ways than scoring goals, unfortunately. So, and you know what, too? He's a good sport. I can't disrespect that. The man is a good sport. I like the fact that he takes responsibility for the shit performances he's had. The man even went on an interview and said, like, why do the fans like me? I don't know. I'm shit. If you can say that about yourself, look, man, he's not egotistical. He knows he needs to perform better. But apparently Tuchel has plans for Kai and Timo, so we'll see how that goes. With the formation change, it could benefit players like Ziyech and Pulisic and Werner. Who knows? We don't know, you know? But as of right now, if these players want to go, they can go. They can go. They haven't been good. They haven't been good enough. Sorry, Real Chris, if you're watching, but it's true. Timo has not been good enough. We brought him in to score goals. He hasn't been scoring goals. And to be honest, he's had very similar opportunities and chances created like that in Bundesliga, and he scored them in Bundesliga. So you can't tell me it's like the whole league thing now, because he's had very similar chances in Bundesliga that he would score, and then he comes to Chelsea and he doesn't score them. What, is the net smaller at Premier League than it is Bundesliga? And even if it was, bro, you've missed point blank. You've missed point blank. He does have testicles as well. But my point being is that, these players have been huge letdowns. People want to defend Pulisic because he's 22. Look, he's 22, but he's injury prone. 22 and injury prone. What the fuck? Why are we investing on a 22-year-old injury prone player? At 22, you're supposed to be the healthiest you're going to be. You're not supposed to be getting injured until you're 30. What the fuck? Like, what do you mean? So why are we trying to invest in this player who's injury prone? It's ridiculous, man. It's absolutely ridiculous. So it's just, I don't know, man. If they want to leave, they can leave. They can leave. I'm not gonna cry about it. It's not gonna. I'm not gonna not sleep at night. It's just ridiculous that these players come out and say. I'm pretty sure these players are the ones that came out and said, "Oh, Tuchel's tactics have been harsh and the training is brutal." And you know what? Lukaku's probably one of the ones that are saying it too. Like, sorry, man, but Lukaku, when we get the chance to have him leave, he can leave, because ever since Lukaku came in, big balls slammed on the table. Hey, I'm going to go do this interview and I'll tell you guys about it. And then all of a sudden these players have the gall to come out and say, oh, training is too hard. Oh, I'm a football player. I'm one of the highest paid football players. I get paid to train and be the best player I can be. But, sometimes Thomas Tuchel makes me run an extra mile and I don't like it. Shut the fuck up, man. Just shut the fuck up. Like, I get it. You guys are human. And like, these things suck. Mind you, they're kids. They are kids. But like, I get it. These things suck. But dude, that's part of what you get paid for. This is what you signed up for. So it is what it is. Like, training hurts. Training can be really shitty sometimes. What's going on, MG? The Mount slander. You got to go on. You got to go on Twitter for that one. By the way, guys, if you do want to check out extra content, you want to see my show, you can go on YouTube. The link is in the description. My YouTube is there. I do live streams like this where I just, do chatting and I play video games. Sometimes I talk about Chelsea stuff. Sometimes I don't. You can check out our Discord as well. You can join a Discord. I don't know, man. Fernando Torres says hi. It's up there. Kaka signed contract with Timberland. And then check out Kai's Twitter if you want to see Kai's insight, or not insight. It's not really insightful. It's just his opinions on things. But go ahead and check that out. I'll link in the description. Make sure you guys smash that like button. Appreciate you guys doing that. We're trying to get this stream to 20 likes. So make sure if you haven't smashed the like button, make sure you do that. But okay. So that's enough about the Chelsea attack and stuff. I went on for like a half hour talking about this shit, bro. I hope you guys were entertained by that. But it's just a crappy situation. It's just, if they want to leave, they can leave. We can get other players and other people. Like these guys haven't been that good anyways. So okay, let's talk about transfers. You guys want to talk about transfer? Let's talk about transfer. Ousmane Dembele. No, thank you. But if Tuchel wants him, let him have it. All right? That's my opinion on it. Look, is Ousmane Dembele a good player? Yes, absolutely. He's a great player. He's phenomenal. All right? You see his stats in La Liga, probably I think he's the best dribbler in the Liga. Wow. In La Liga. He's amazing. He's a fantastic dribbler. My issue with him is that, one, we already have a egotistical idiot at the club. All right. We probably have a few of those actually, not just one. I mean, yeah, stripper. You're not wrong. You're not wrong. You know, this is actually, you know, it's not what 15 million euros. It's not wrong. It's not wrong. His wage demands are a little ridiculous, though. That's where things get a little uncanny. So he's got an ego, which all players do, but he has the type of ego that isn't really helpful for the squad, right? He's got a reputation for that. 2, he's injury prone. I don't know what the stats are on his injuries. I don't know how often he's gotten injured, but he's injury prone. We've seen it. He spent a lot of his career injured. At least a lot of his career in Barcelona injured. He's an injury prone player. Now, do we have an injury prone player already? Yeah, his name is Pulisic. Is he supposedly a good dribbler? Yeah, he's supposedly a good dribbler. So, like, as much as, like, it's a bargain, right? How many bargains has this club had that just didn't turn out well? How many bargains have this club had that just didn't turn out well? Was Marcus Alonso a bargain? Was Michy Batshuayi a bargain? What about everyone's favorite player, Timi Bakayoko? Was he a bargain? How many bargains are we trying to buy before we realize, like, hey, man, maybe we should stop? I mean, then again, if we go expensive, we get Lukaku, and then look what happened right there, you know? To be honest with you guys about this whole transfer window and how there's been little to no support for Thomas Tuchel other than bringing back Kennedy. And now that Malang Sarr has been playing left back, they want to stick with Malang Sarr until the end of the season. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We have 5 left backs in the books. 5? Is it 5? Baba Rahman, Chilwell, Emerson, who is going to be sold after the season to Lyon, Marcus Alonso. I feel like I'm missing one. Maybe Kennedy. We have too many left backs as it is, but only one of them is good enough. How many bargains do we make there, guys? That's what I mean. Like, at what point do we go for the bargain players and just stop? You know, like, at what point do we stop with the bargain players? Yes, Dembele's a great price for the great player that he is when he plays, but do you want to take that risk? Injury prone, wants high salary because he wanted out of Barcelona. Maybe that's why he said that. I don't know. Like, it's just I don't know. I'm not convinced by it. But if Tuchel wants it, Tuchel wants it. You know what? At the end of the day, I want Tuchel to get what he wants because Tuchel has the idea of what he wants to play with his team, how he wants to play it. He has the vision in his head. He's probably talked to the board. He's probably talked to Peter and all of them. Not Peter. Sorry. But if he wants him, he wants him. You know, I'm not going to deny that. But what I will point out is that if you guys tuned in last week, I've been really upset with the board. I'm not happy with the board at all. I sent out a poll to you guys, and you guys responded. And thank you guys for responding to the poll. I asked you guys what you thought was the reason for Chelsea's mishaps in recent season. And I gave you guys the option to choose between the board, managers. What else did I give you guys the option to choose? Players. All the good stuff. And let me pull up this poll real quick to see what you guys ended up saying was the reason. Let's check this out. What did you guys say? Okay, so 39% of the people that voted, out of the 56 people that voted, say that it was bad scouting. And then second to that was 29% the board. I get it. You know what? I agree. I think those are the top 2 reasons that we've been failing as a club. Yes, poor attackers as well, which is in third. And none of you guys said the managers. That's crazy. Even though Lampard was pretty shit. But I mean, we move. But look at the signing that Liverpool just made. Luis Diaz for 60 mil, right? Something like that. Look at the signing that Inter Milan just made. Robert Gosens, 15 million euros. Vlahovic to Juventus. Why can't we do the same? 15 million euros for Robert Gosens is a goddamn bargain. Yes, he's injured right now, and maybe we have plans for Spinazzola. Oh my God. I hope this board has plans for Spinazzola, because if we go into the summer and we get fucking, I don't know who, Ait Nori for left back, I'm going to flip. I'm going to flip. I'm going to destroy. My brain is going to implode. Jesus Christ, Marina. But the fact that we let Robert Gosens pass up for 50 million euros, that's nuts. Bro, if I had 15 million euros, I would have bought Robert Gosens. And I don't need him. I don't even have a team. I would have just been like, hey, dude, 50 million euros, that's a bargain. Fuck. Part of me thinks that the board is like, they're fucking shook because they just spent 95 million euros and now they have a huge 95 million euro problem in the books. And Roman is like, what the fuck did you do? I specifically asked for striker. You give me this shit. He's probably fucking spilling oil everywhere in fucking Russia because he's off the leash, off edge, because we got him 95 million Timberland boots, man. He's not playing well. I know I'm being really harsh on Lukaku, but Lukaku made me mad. And he hasn't been performing. Maybe I wouldn't be opposed to this. Cucurella. We just need better signings. We need better signings. And people bring up the fact that we've let go a lot of the youth. Look, you guys know, you guys have been here before. You guys know that me and Kai, we don't want a team full of youth players. We're not the biggest advocates for the youth. But we have to, especially Kai, we have to admit that our youth system is one of the best in the world. It is one of the best in the world. So at what point do we say, hey, man, we should probably rely on the youth a little bit more because we have produced some of the best players in the world. Imagine if we still had Lamptey and Livramento. Do you guys think we would still be in the mess that we're in right now with Reece James and Chilwell out? Probably not. Look at what Gallagher's doing. Gallagher is doing phenomenal at Crystal Palace. Imagine if we had him when Jorginho and Ruben Loftus-Cheek were our only midfielders. Mind you, not everyone that comes out of the academy is great. I get it. You know, Ampadu, I don't know. Thank you, Brian Knack, for the subscribe, man. Appreciate you being here. But it's like, Broja, bro, look, I'm a fan of this club, and you guys are a fan of this club too. And you know what? I get it. The Tomori thing, personally, me, I think we were fine without Tomori. We got Chalobah, but I get it. I didn't want Tomori to leave either. I didn't understand why Tomori didn't play, but I get it. And you know what? Let's talk about this, because this one will hurt me. We are desperate for a proper number 9. A proper number 9 that's going to be playing for the club, playing for the badge. And you know what? I think Lukaku is still playing professionally and all that stuff. I think he's still passionate about it all, but he just hasn't been performing. He hasn't been performing well. So if we get rid of Broja, I'll be upset. Even though I know that this club loves to make money off their youth players. Even though I know that. It would hurt we've lost Broja. Because I feel like Broja is going to be the next Vlahovic, the next Haaland, the next you name the player. Yes, I'm putting really high expectations on him. But that's because I really rate him. I really think he can come into this club, mesh with all our players, and get the best out of Kai, get the best out of Timo, get the best out of Ziyech, and still put on a shift. I feel like this is the player we bring into the club, and he runs for 90 minutes. And we're trying to get rid of him for a good price. 40 million, he's gone. Which, by the way, 40 million for Broja, whoo, that is money. And I would not be surprised if Chelsea didn't take that. I would not. Chelsea should probably take that. But damn it, would that upset me if we lost Broja. So rather than looking outward for these players, rather than looking to buy in more players, why can't we just, fill in these spots with the talent that we have? We have talent in Livramento. We have talent in Broja, Lamptey, Gilmore, Gallagher. All these Gilmore's staying at the club, even though he needs to develop as a player at Norwich or whatever, which he isn't even doing anymore. Gilmore staying at the club was probably a much better option than Saul. That's my opinion. He probably would have been a much better option than Saul. Gallagher would have been a better option than Saul. Gallagher would have been a better option than Ross Barkley. Yeah, we spent how much money on Ross Barkley? So, I don't know, man. We're making some really shitty decisions when it comes to buying players. We're not even scouting good players. We're not getting ahead of the game. Sorry for the internet quality, guys. I see that it's not doing so well. But it is what it is. I'm going to have to deal with it. But it's frustrating because it's a combination of the board and the scouts. Who we're hiring to do the scouting is not good quality enough. And the board buying these players, stop buying the bargain sale. Our 2021, it took me almost better than Barkley. Our 2021 transfer window with Lampard, or our 2020 transfer window with Lampard. Someone said this. It felt like a flash sale where you see all these clearance items and we just bought all the clearance items. Clearance Ziyech, as I like to call them, Walmart Neymar. Or Tesco Neymar for those of you in the UK. Werner, who's been underperforming. You thought you bought German white chocolate. No. Turned out it was Belgium. That was a terrible joke. Terrible joke. But point being is that we just bought all these shit players because they were a bargain. I don't know if I want to keep doing that. Although I did just say Gosens for 15 million, but Gosens is not a shit player. We saw how well he played in the Euros. You knew he was going to stay at Atalanta. He was going to go to a bigger club. I don't know. I think we just need better scouting to pick these players that we're going to buy at bargain price, Yeah, it's tough, and I don't think anything is going to happen. We might sign Ousmane Dembele tomorrow. We might not. If we do, let's just hope for the best. Let's just hope Tuchel can get the best out of him, and he's not injury prone. But, all right, guys. I am going to let my friend here, Prime, on. And Prime, I want to talk about Frank Lampard with you. And, of course, whatever you wanted to talk about earlier. Because I remember very specifically, I think both of us liked Lampard. But I think things just went sour. So now that Lampard is back in the mix, I'd like to hear your opinion on it. So let's go ahead and let you in here. Prime, how you doing, bro? You're muted, by the way. I don't even know if he's there. Prime? Prime? You guys, is Prime fall asleep? Okay. Prime, you let me know when you're ready, bro. And I'll let you back in a minute. Jesus Christ, man. Anyways, so Lampard. Let's talk about Lampard, guys. Lampard back in the Premier League. If Lampard didn't take this Everton job, I would have just told him to not do it. Just don't manage. Be back to pundit. Go back to punditry. Because here's the thing about Lampard. Yeah, Luis Diaz is a good signing. For sure. We were linked with Luis Diaz. I don't know why we didn't go for him, but yeah. So Lampard coming back to the Premier League is going to be interesting. I like Lampard. For most of you who have been following the channel for a while, you guys know that I didn't want Lampard to leave. I didn't want Lampard to get sacked. I supported Lampard basically to the end. I figured just give him the end of the season, see what happens. But then Tuchel came and changed my mind completely. Right? I think he changed everyone's mind completely. With Lampard, I wanted him to take the Leicester job. I think Lampard is good enough quality that he can work with decent players and do a shift. Norwich would have been an interesting one. I don't think he would have gotten much done with Norwich, and possibly getting relegated with Norwich would have been really bad for him. It would have just, that's a stain on your resume. You don't want to get relegated. That's not a good look. Yes, he would have been sacked if he got relegated, and he would have probably just promoted them next season, possibly. But I get it. And same thing with Newcastle. A lot of pressure on Newcastle. They might get relegated. They're doing transfer business like it's nobody's business. Fucking Newcastle stepped up a lot. But we expected that. So, Lampard. Look, if there's any team to play Cross and Salah, it's probably Everton. You got a good header in Dominic Calvert-Lewin. And then, Keane, I believe, scores some headers in there. But Calvert-Lewin is one of the best headers in the game, I believe. Up there with Harry Kane. So, for me, Everton, it's a tricky situation. You don't have Digne anymore. The defense is in shambles. They got rid of James Rodriguez. They got rid of who else did they have? I don't know. But it's a very interesting situation. Let's go ahead and add Jem. Jem, what's going on, bro? How you doing, bro?
I'm all right, mate. How's things with you? It's been a long while.
Yeah, it's been good, man. It's been nice to take a little bit of some time off from the constant Chelsea stuff because things weren't looking too good for us, but we ended it on a high note, and now we're looking forward to some of the games coming up. But Jem, what do you think about this Lampard situation?
Interesting. Interesting. Another amazing opportunity for him to push forward. I do think that with Frank Lampard that it's a timing thing. I actually think he's going to become a very good manager. I do see it.
Yeah.
I really see something in him that tells me that he can be a good manager. He just needs the experience, the time, and the backing. Didn't get that at Chelsea. To be honest, I think coming at Chelsea was too early for him at this point. I don't know, man. I just feel that, he could, depending on how he gets on with Everton, I do think moving forward he could potentially manage one of the bigger teams, But at the end of the day, him at Everton is... Why is Prime laughing so much? He's just distracting me. What's he doing?
I don't know. Continue what you're saying with Everton, yeah. He's having a good time.
Yeah, it seems like it's sitting next to a bus. Look, at the end of the day, I think if going to Everton, it makes sense. The one thing I would say is that they do give managers time, and I do think that they will know bringing him in. He might need the time to build whatever it is he needs to build, and it will be past this season, going into next summer. And look, they have the funds they can spend. They can work to the way that he wants to play.
He's got a good striker.
He's got a good striker.
He's got a good striker.
Their overall team isn't bad when it's fit. It just needs it needs the right system and the right person, the right manager to get the best out of them. And I look, I think it'll be interesting. You got Steven Gerrard, you got Frank Lampard. You know, you got these guys that are, are on their way up to potentially gaining experience and becoming the managers that they're going to become for the next, God knows how many years. But again, it's for me, it's the right stepping stone for him. I think he's done the right thing. I really do. So it'll be interesting.
Yeah, I feel like you brought up a point about the manager, and part of me thinks that Rafa Benitez got sacked because he was the ex-Liverpool manager, and they didn't like him anyways, as it is.
Yeah.
But also because, damn, where is Everton right now at the table? They're almost in the relegation zone. It's that bad. It's been really bad for them.
His motivations, yeah, he hasn't. The problem with Rafa is he's not the kind of manager to motivate. He has these systems and the way he wants to play and do things, but I just think that Frank Lampard's more of a motivator, especially in hard times, and they need a manager that's gonna dig deep with them.
Hey man, I was saying before, like if there's any manager or if there's any team that you would want to do cross and Shalah with, it would probably be a team that has Dominic Calvert-Lewin and that heading ability. Yeah. Everton are 16th on the table. Norwich are 17th. They're no longer being relegated anymore. That's good.
Yeah, it's poor. It's poor. It's absolutely
terrible
poor.
For Everton. Everton, like growing up, Everton for me was always like a top 10 team. Always.
Rafa Benitez has actually put them in the mud, hasn't he? Really, he's absolutely mudded them in many ways. But
yeah, that's bad.
They spent serious money the last 2 seasons. You know, you look at them last season, they were actually, for me, I thought they were a very good team. They were there or thereabouts doing their bits. At the beginning of the season, they were sort of in top 4, weren't they, for a little while as well, and then they sort of drifted out of it.
Dude, last season they invested money into signing Alan, the Corre, right? James Rodriguez, who ended up being a flop. They had good signings. They
got Richarlison as well. You know, he's not a bad player.
Richarlison too, yeah. So I don't know. I'm kind of excited. I might actually start watching Everton a little more because I do like Lampard. You know, I never wanted him to get sacked, but I understand that it's Chelsea and these are things that need to happen.
Yeah.
Prime, go ahead, man. You're muted, by the way. I don't know. I don't know what's going on with Prime. He just wants to be like a screensaver right now, man.
Yeah, I think Prime's just Prime, innit? He doesn't, he is what he is.
Yeah.
But, he is what he is.
But with Lampard, like, I just wanted, he's a Chelsea legend. There's the emotional attachment to him. You know, he did so well in the beginning of the season. He was playing like some type of attacking football, and he got us these signings. You saw Reece James come out of him. You saw Mason Mount come out of him. So I wanted to give him until the end of the season. Like I really, we went through a really, really bad patch of form. But, Tuchel came in and I'm happy.
Are we just going to lie? Are we just going to lie?
Lie about what?
Controversial bullshit.
Are we just going to lie about Frank?
What's wrong with him now?
What did I say that was a lie about Frank?
Yeah.
That he did. You were saying that he did well and we were playing well.
In the beginning of the season.
No?
Yeah, in the beginning of the season. I said that. Lampard, we were playing well with Lampard in the beginning of the season. We weren't losing, right? Which is what Tuchel's doing right now, is he's not losing. But then it just, December went down and all went crashing down. So, I get it. I get why he got sacked, and I wasn't a big fan of cross and Shalah football either. Like, it was getting boring. It wasn't working. There was no change in tactics. Trying to fit the square peg into the round hole, It was constantly all of that. But we'll see. We'll see what Everton like. It's going to be interesting.
With Lampard, I think he was in the position of he came to Chelsea and he took on a squad that had a transfer ban. He had the likes of Mason Mount, Reece James, and Tammy Abraham leading the line, right? For me, it didn't only go from one extent, but it went to the next extent, right? After we got Champions League, we then decided to invest in our squad, 200 million into our squad. Now you're asking a manager who, let's get it right, who's new to managing, to then, adapt and work with these top players that have just came in and get the best out of them in the system that we need to. So what I'm trying to get is, you had one extent of like him getting 200 million, and the other extent where we had a transfer ban and we had Tammy Abraham, fucking Mason Mount coming from the Championship playing.
Why are you making excuses? Why are you making excuses?
Well, I don't get what you mean, Prime. You keep coming on here making excuses. What is it you want to say? What is it you going to say?
You're acting as if we're a transfer ban. as if we didn't have a team that was top four quality anyway
No, it
to make
wasn't.
top
It
four.
wasn't. Now you're
Yes,
talking out your arse, right?
hold
At
on,
the- at-
hold on, hold on, hold on, hold
Get
on.
back,
So you're hold on. So you're telling me losing Eden Hazard drops us from being at least
Yes.
top four quality?
Yes.
No,
Yes.
that's ridiculous.
Yes.
No,
I
no,
I
we
I have
shouldn't.
a bet
We
with
should
you.
not.
It's
The way we struggled in his first season, we should
Prime.
not have struggled
Prime.
anywhere near that
I
much.
70% of Chelsea
We were
fans.
shambolic defensively.
Prime.
We should not have been that bad defensively. Nowhere near.
70% of Chelsea fans, after Eden Hazard left and we had the transfer ban and Frank Lampard was
Yes,
managing, all said that
yes.
they do not expect us to get top four.
And that 70% of Chelsea fans wanted to protect Lampard and make sure he didn't fail.
No,
So that's why they
no,
were,
we just
and
no, it wasn't. No, it wasn't.
that's why they predicted things like
No, it
seventh and
wasn't.
eighth. I said we should get top four, and we will because we have a top four squad, and that's the
No, we
bare
didn't.
minimum.
Not at the time.
I said we should get to a cup final because that is the bare minimum I expect from him, and he did that. The bare minimum.
Yeah,
He should have got sacked after that first season anyway.
I
in my
don't get
opinion.
how you can say that he should be getting top four when we have
He
Mason
did.
Mount and Tammy Abraham leading
He
that
did.
line the whole
He did.
season. No, he did. But I'm just saying, why were you so confident?
He chose to over rely on Mason Mount and Tammy Abraham, which was to his detriment because we almost didn't get top four anyway. That post lockdown period when he had to rely on the experience in Willian, he had to start using Pulisic. He had to use Olivier
True.
Giroud, and that
Willian
got
had
us
his
over
best
the line
season.
and got top four. Yeah, and that got us over the line and got top four. Not Tammy Abraham, who had a purple patch of 12 games and ghosted the rest of the season. Not Mason Mount, who we overused, got injured, rushed him back from injury and burnt out. Not N'Golo Kante, who he kept rushing back from injury and burnt out. Not Jorginho, who he
Does
threw
that
into
not
the
answer your
wilderness
question as to why
completely
we shouldn't
and
have
then
got
brought
top
him back
four?
into the team and got him top four. Lampard's not a good. Like what he did at Chelsea. Let's not rewrite history because you love him. It wasn't good. He's the worst manager in
Yeah,
Roman.
but no one's saying that. No one's saying that. You're just missing the
Yeah,
point.
no one's saying it was great.
No
I
one's
just
actually.
only said he had
This
a
is the
good
problem.
patch.
This is the problem with Lampard haters. Like literally Lampard manager haters. They just as soon as you say something a little bit opposite to how they feel about it, they do this. Yeah, and I know Kai does it as well, but Kai does it just to want to keep you up online. Yeah, I get it with Kai and whatever. But
Yeah, he's
look,
a troll.
for me, Lampard took over Chelsea at the wrong time. Do I think he's a shit manager? No, I just think it was the wrong time to get to rush into a Chelsea job. What he should have done. Huh?
What I'm really curious.
And the thing is, sorry, Marshall. I understand
Yeah, go for it.
some of his tactical stuff. I understand what he was trying to do. However, a massive part of why he failed was his own backroom staff. He chose to bring in the likes of Jody Morris and people who had no experience. What he's doing now at Everton, and it's to be determined what will happen, but bringing in Steve Holland, bringing in Anthony Barry, that is a very smart decision. Bringing in experienced people in particular roles. Steve Holland is one of the best assistant managers, at least that I know anyway. And Anthony Barry, from a defensive point, he's amazing, which is Lampard's tactical flaw, is how to set a team up defensively. Going to Everton, we should see how good he is or how good he could possibly become. But what he did at Chelsea, a lot of the reasons why he failed was because of him. We can't make excuses on that.
So the thing is, like, I'm really glad you brought that up, Prime, because I was going to bring up the fact that what's going to be really interesting about Everton now is that I want to see if Lampard has learned from his mistakes. So so far, so good. He hasn't brought back Jody Morris because I feel like Jody Morris was a huge flaw in his tactics. It was such a detriment because we saw how, like, we even see it to this day how toxic Jody Morris can be. So I don't think he was really much of a benefit to him. I really think he was over relying on Jody Morris. Now he's bringing over Anthony Barry and Steve Holland, which are some of the best. What is he actually bringing him in? I don't even know yet.
He's not bringing Barry,
but he's interested.
He's not bringing Barry.
Yeah, because Barry is like what, our set piece coach, and we're like leading in set pieces.
Yeah, he's had talks with him.
He wants to bring in Anthony Barry, but at least that's going in the right direction of bringing people to
exactly. And I think and I hope he's learning from his experiences, because that's what you have to do, especially in this game of managing. You have to learn from your errors. Like Tuchel isn't the same Tuchel now that he was when he was at Dortmund. You know, like he's learned how to manage with the boards, how to talk to the boards, and man's got the silver tongue now. You know what I mean? But like, but it's just, I'm hoping to see what he's learned from experiences. Apparently, Everton are now linked with Ruben Loftus-Cheek. It would be a crazy signing if it happens last minute, within the next 24 hours.
And Ross Barkley.
And Ross Barkley. Oh, you can have Ross Barkley. I don't think Everton even want Ross
I'll give him
Barkley. I don't
for
think
free.
Everton fans want Ross Barkley. You can have him for free. We'll
Yeah,
pay
have
you
him
to
for free.
take Ross Barkley. Please.
Literally, give him a contract and just take him off our books, mate. That is what we need.
We'll give you Marcus Alonso on top of Ross Barkley. There you go, sweeten the pot.
Yeah,
a little bit of paella with the English muffin. You know what I mean? But but with I don't know if Tuchel's going to want to get rid of Ruben Loftus-Cheek. He's kind of been sitting bench for a while now. I'm honestly, because we don't really need him. We have our full midfield. It's kind of hard to beat Kova, Kante, and Jorginho for spots, but we'll see what happens with Ruben Loftus-Cheek. I haven't been too disappointed with him. If he goes for Everton loan, good for him. He gets play time. If he leaves in the summer, I don't know. That's a whole other discussion that we can talk about here with the transfer window and all that in the summer, which is going to be interesting with this board and this. I don't know, but the board and our scouting is going to be really interesting this summer. But do you guys want to talk about anything else that we talked about earlier, like the Tuchel transfers and the attack being unhappy with this Athletic article? Any 2 cents there?
Jem, how did you spend how did you spend Frank Lampard got sacked there?
Sorry?
How did you celebrate the day Frank Lampard got sacked, the anniversary?
I didn't.
Okay.
Because I'm not a fucking idiot. No, who does that? Why didn't we celebrate when? Why didn't we celebrate when AVB got sacked? Why didn't we celebrate when Sarri got sacked? Why didn't we celebrate when fucking all these shit managers that we had in the past? Why did we not celebrate them as well?
Because Lampard's the worst manager in Roman history.
So you decided to celebrate a Chelsea legend of this football club.
Frank is not a legend as a manager. He's not a legend.
He's a legend of this football club.
He's not a legend as a manager.
He is a legend of this football club.
He's not a legend as a manager.
And you want to do this.
He is not a legend. Mauricio Sarri is more of a legend for Chelsea as a manager than Frank Lampard is as a manager. Rafa Benitez as a manager is more of a legend than Frank Lampard.
No, you're talking out your ass. AVB. Go on, AVB.
What about AVB?
Is he more of a legend than Lampard?
No, but AVB is a better manager for Chelsea than Lampard was.
Oh, here we go.
Statistically, he was, yes.
Jim, you were backing Lampard until the end too, weren't you? You were you wanted to give him to the end of the season.
So I was in the mid. No, I did at the end of everything that was going on with Frank Lampard. I was the one that actually said he should go. Like I was very straight with it. That
I was really reluctant, but I wanted to back him until the end of the season.
On the football terrace, only myself and Kai, maybe David, I'm not sure, but only like two of us were Lampard out adamantly. The rest of them were like, even during that bad run we had. The rest of them were like,
Prime. I felt like in the beginning of the season you were Lampard man.
No, I wasn't, Marshall.
The rest of them were like, the
rest of them were like, give him time. It's a bad run. I remember, Jem, you and I even did a stream, and I said, this nice little run we're going on, it's good, but it seems I expect us to beat. We have to play Everton, Man United, Leeds, West Ham, City, Arsenal, Spurs. These games against managers who are just as good, if not better than him, we won't win. You will get beat. And this bad run we went on against those teams, you guys were still saying back Lampard. It wasn't until we lost 3-1 against Arsenal, you guys all came on the terrace and said Lampard out.
At the point where we were in a good run as well when we lost to Arsenal. Everyone was talking about how we're going to slap them. Yeah. So that was,
the Arsenal was pretty bad.
Hold on, I didn't. I went into the big game saying we were going to lose.
I'm not including you because you're an alien at the end of the day, right?
I'm a what?
I'm an alien.
Said you're an alien.
You got the third mind.
Hey. If me being an alien means Frank got sacked and we won the Champions League, I'll take it.
It is what it is, but we won the Champions League without Frank, but we wouldn't have. Frank got us in that position in the Champions League. So get it right, yeah. Let's remember that.
Yeah, you got to give credit where credit is due.
So do you give credit to
Andrew? Give him no credit. That's the problem. They just want to slack him off continuously.
Do we give credit to Andres Villas-Boas? Do we give credit to Andres Villas-Boas?
See what I mean?
Do we give credit to Andres Villas-Boas? I'm just saying, if we're being consistent, let's just be consistent. Yes or no?
What about Andres Villas-Boas?
Without him, we don't win the Champions League. Ooh.
Well, Di Matteo, wait a sec. When Boas got sacked, was it Di Matteo that came and won the Champions League? Are you sure that was that year?
Yes, it was.
Are you 100%? I'm sure it wasn't
Yes,
Boas.
100% sure. 100% sure. I know my Chelsea history.
Yeah, up to about 2012. Yeah, anything after that, we might struggle.
Well, I know my history, and I know Frank's the worst Chelsea manager we've had. So this is what it is.
It is what I don't know why you get so excited though. It's like you literally like
Yeah.
toss off to it, saying, "Oh, Lampard's the worst manager ever at Chelsea. What an achievement!" I don't get it. Like, why did you get so excited?
I was too busy celebrating the fact that we've been with Tuchel for a year.
I find it weird. I find it so weird.
Because it triggers you. That's why.
Oh, it's fucking Kai is all weird about it too. Like Kai just likes to troll people. It is what it is. There's still the Lampard inners. I feel like some of these journalists are still Lampard inners, by the way, with the way they're talking about Tuchel recently and all this stuff.
If he does really well at Everton,
he will. No, he will though. Because the thing is, he will be back at Chelsea in 10 to 15 years. I expect him to come back as a completed world-class manager.
Yeah,
but
I hear that.
until he's ready, no links whatsoever.
Yeah,
I know that's my point.
But Prime, I said at the beginning before he even came, I said it's the wrong time for him to come to the club. You know, I knew it was the wrong thing to do at the time, but I know why they did it. I never
wanted him in the first place. I knew he'd fail, and I knew he'd be bad, and he lived up to my expectations of him being bad.
When you think about the fact that his second managerial stint was to go to a Premier League team that's got high expectations to compete, who usually brings in world-class managers to do that, who have got a resume of winning trophies for many years across Europe. When you think about us bringing him in and doing that, it just what did you expect to happen? It's like you're waiting for this play. Eventually it's going to happen.
I expected what he did is exactly what I expected. I expected us to struggle, but ultimately get top four, which we did. I expected us to get to a cup final, which we did. The fact that we were winning and we still lost is embarrassing. The following season, when we signed all of these 250 million players, and people were saying we're going to be in a title race, we can win the league and all of that, I said no. I don't expect him to be in a title race with Pep Guardiola, Jurgen Klopp, and Jose Mourinho, because Spurs were apparently supposed to be in a title race. But remember when we played Spurs in like November or something, or October, and the two of us were at top of the league, or Spurs were joint top or something. And I said, if this is how it's going to work out, and we're in a title race with them, we'll lose. So I don't expect him to beat a world class.
The final against Arsenal. Let's be serious. We were going to win that game if Pulisic didn't pull his hamstring. We were so reliant on Pulisic at that point, and we were heavily in control until we lost him, and it went downhill at that point. No, us losing him at that point, I think we actually would have won it under Lampard personally.
Any other manager would have won. Any other manager would have won that final. Mauricio Sarri would have won it. Rafa Benitez would have won it. AVB would have won it.
We had Prime at that point.
So,
do you know how many people were out?
You know how many? We had injuries going into the Europa League final against a better Arsenal team. Under Unai Emery, under Unai Emery, he was a Europa League special, and Kante was barely fit. Ruben Loftus-Cheek was injured. Callum Hudson-Odoi was injured. I swear, was it Rudiger was out as well? We had to play Christensen. Like, let's not,
That's not bad, though, is it? Don't kill it. Anyway. Yeah.
Like, any competent manager would have beaten Arsenal in that final. In that FA Cup final.
I think
maybe
like that happened, Prime.
Maybe. I mean, we did lose the FA Cup final last season with our current manager that won us the Champions League. So you never know. With these finals, anything could happen. Anything could happen.
Yeah, but people want to.
Mason Mount missed a penalty in the Carabao Cup.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, but that's because Mason Mount's not good. But anyway, but people want to say Pep attacked for that Leicester final. Fine. We won the Champions League. So he made up for it. People.
Yeah.
It is what it is. Hopefully he wins more in space.
I'm going to go ahead and wrap it up. Everyone who's watching, thank you everyone for being here. Thank you guys for coming into the call, Gem and Prime. If you haven't smashed that like button, we're almost at 20. Get me to that 20 likes, all right? Thank you. Do me that favor. Do me that solid. For Lampard, for Tuchel, for whoever the fuck you want to do it for. Smash that like button. Subscribe if you're brand new to the channel. Leave a comment down below. Let us know what you thought about everything we talked about today, because there was a lot to talk about. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the show. Check out Gem if you haven't checked out Gem, GNA TV, awesome channel. I like to tune in every. Gem, you go on every time that I'm about to go to work. So sometimes I'll tune in when I'm on my commute. I can't even call in though, because I'm on my way to work.
Well, tomorrow
the time difference is so weird.
Yeah, tomorrow we'll be streaming in the evening anyway because of transfer.
Hey, there you go.
So yeah.
I might be able to tune in for that. But yeah, guys, check out GNA TV if you haven't checked it out. Love, huge support of the channel. We love the content there as well. But guys, thank you so much for watching. Make sure you tune in next Sunday. We'll be doing another stream. I don't think we'll talk about something. I don't know. We'll figure it out. But don't do drugs, and we'll catch you guys in the next Chelsea Unfiltered.